Hey friends, hope you're doing good. I'm Apeksha here and welcome to my channel Creative Corner. Thanks for your lovely response on my first video of furniture plan and thanks for your lovely comments on my first video. I'm here today to present a fresh topic related to site measurement. Now, as an interior designer, measuring the site is one of the most essential part to start designing. This is something that you cannot skip. So that's what we are going to discuss in our topic today. So let's start. So our topic today is aspects to consider while measuring the interior site. So what are the important points that you need to check when you are measuring the site? So this will become like your checklist. This particular thing will also become your methodology that you need to have while measuring the site. So let's begin. The first point is just have a round on the entire site and know its basic structure. Try to remember the visuals of site. Now what does this mean? Now when you are going to measure any particular interior site, first of all, just take a slow round from the main entrance to all the areas that are present on the site and keep in mind its basic structure. Like for example, generally the interior sites or the interior plots are more of a square form or a rectangular. There also may be some other kind of variation in the structure, so you need to just keep that in mind. And as an interior designer, you need to have a very good visual memory. That is, whenever you are checking a particular site, you need to keep your eye very perfect. When you are checking the site, you need to know the major areas that are present on the site, and you should be a little bit of smart enough to remember the basic structure of the site. Of course, you can take photographs of the raw site, of each and every corner, each and every wall, and that will be your folder, which will be a part of your work. So that is a different thing. Keeping photographs is of course an important requirement. So you need to do that as a professional interior designer. But just remembering the visual of the site, that is like one of the art of an interior designer. So first of all, the first thing you just need to take a slow round on the entire site. Moving on to the second point. Check if there are any angular or semicircular walls present on the site. And if they are present, sketch it separately with the detail. Now, as I told you that most of the plots will be in square form or rectangular form, but you will also have some kind of variation in some sites, like you will see that there are angular walls, that is, there are slant walls that are present on the site, or sometimes there are semicircular walls present on the site, like something like the dome and all, such kind of areas present on the site. So if you see any such different structure apart from your square blocks and rectangular blocks, whenever you see a different structure, you need to sketch it properly and sketch it separately with the detail. So this is the thing, that know the basic structure of the site, and if there are any variation, do mention it, sketch it properly with the detail. So let's move on to the major point. Now start from the entrance and make a proportionate sketch of the entire site from wall to wall. Mark out all the doorways and all the windows. Now, to explain this particular point, we are going to take an example. So let's move to our sample drawing. So this is the site measurement plan of first floor. So this basically is a residential plan of a bungalow. So here we are just taking the part that is the first floor as an example. So this particular plan has been drafted by me in AutoCAD 2017. So let's begin. So now you need to keep in mind as if this is your site that you're going to measure. So how we will really start. Very first, go from the main entrance, and as we discussed that you need to take a round, know its basic structure. Like here you can see that the entire site is very much in a square or rectangular form. So you know how the basic structure. When you are taking a round, know the areas. That is the kitchen, this is the dining area, then there is some sunroom, there's a living area, there's a master bedroom, and so on. So remember your visuals. Now, very first thing, before measuring the site, we need to make a sketch of the site. That is the sketch of the plot, the empty plot. So when you are making the sketch of the empty plot, do it slowly. There is no need to hurry on this particular part, as this is your base. All your further layouts will depend on this layout. They are going to depend on the measurement layout. So take good time to measure your empty plot. So first you need to sketch. So make a sketch. Now as you can see, this entire plot is very much in a square or rectangular form. So first you can make a basic square and start from the main entrance. So when you are starting from the main sketching, I'm talking about sketching. We have not started measuring this site, we're just sketching the site. So first indicate the main entrance always, then start. As you can see that you can first make one more rectangle block and then divide it into two parts and then start making the foyer. Now as here you can see, after the double entry door you have a wall. So sketch this, then another wall, then a doorway. So mark a doorway, then a wall again, and then you can continue making it that way. Now as you can see here, there are staircases which are going down to the basement. So exactly as what is present on the site, sketch it. You can see a wall, a offset, again a wall and offset, and make a staircase and write down, make an arrow and indicate down basement, so that when you go home and read the plan, you know what things you have marked. Same way, again here you can see a staircase, make a block, make steps, write down up, second floor. So this will, sketching perfectly will give you a very, it will become very easy for you to take the entire measurement. Okay, so now after you mark this doorway, go inside the study room. Now take now sketch the detail that you have a wall offset, wall offset, wall offset, and so on, complete till here. Now you can see that there is a window here, so mark the window. When you make a line on this side, make a wall, then show a window, mark, and then make a wall. So indicate window and doors. So that is your first step of sketching. You're going to indicate all your doorways and windows and all your walls and your offsets. So now you need to move further and on the remaining area. As you remember, we have already made a initial box or square before. So now in this particular area, you need to show this wall, show the offset, show this wall, continue making the windows, sketching the windows, then a wall this way, offset, then a door, and then continue entire thing, make another doorway and continue sketching the sunroom, make a doorway which comes out from sunroom to the living room. Now here you can see now that there is a fireplace. So this is like a different structure on the site. So mark box. First of all, you just need to mark a box. So mark box. Exactly how you can visualize it from the top view, you just need to sketch it. So mark 2 boxes. Just write down there fireplace so that you remember that there was a fireplace in this particular room. Continue making the sketch further. Same way you will make it for the master bedroom and for all the areas that are present on the site. So you need to mark out wall, windows, doors, and whichever offset are present. Offset may or may not be a column. That's a different story, but you mark it out as they are. So this is how you will sketch it. Of course, you are smart enough to know how to sketch the plan proportionate in a proportionate measurement. Indicating, so what indication is important? All your doorways, all your windows, and the offset will be your columns, and if any other different structure present on the site, like here you have a fireplace. So there is one fireplace in the living area and there is a opposite one more fireplace in the master bedroom. Okay, now I'll just like to quickly go through the plan so that you remember the areas. As you start, you can see a foyer, staircase to the down basement, staircase up to the second floor. On your left, there is a study room. As you move further, you can see that there is a living area, there's kitchen and dining area. So this forms the major part of your site, the living, dining and kitchen. Then there is an entry outside and you have your sunroom. Next, there is a master bedroom, and attached to the master bedroom, you have a huge master bath. So this is your master bath. This entire is your master bath, and there is a toilet. There are closet. You can see that there are 2 closets that are present here. So basically that's just an empty wall which is going to be used as a closet. Next, you can see as we come out of this master bedroom, there is a small closet here. After that, down below you can see there is a guest bedroom, and next to it there is a guest bathroom. Now as you move towards this passage, you can see that in the kitchen, near to the kitchen, there is a pantry, and then there is a wide passage here. You can see there are staircase again, one more stairway you have which goes up to the second floor. So when you are sketching, you need to mark it. If you just mark the staircase and then you don't remember that which staircase was this, but if you label it down that time in your sketch, you know that there are 2 staircases, one in the foyer which goes to the second floor and one behind the pantry which goes to the second floor. So like in a very simple language, I can tell you that whenever you are measuring the site, mark each and every wall, each and every corner of the site and label it down. That is important. Okay, now as you move here, so this particular area is the laundry area which we'll label down later on. Okay, and here there is one more door which is an exit. So this is the exit of the bungalow. So I hope you are clear with the areas. So after you make the sketch indicating everything, when you're making the sketch, also indicate the car garage, indicate all the areas when you are sketching, label down that this is kitchen, this is living area, Label down all the areas. Labeling is also very important. Label down, this is sunroom, this is master bedroom. So now let's move to the next point. So now what we have done up till now is we have made the sketch of the entire site and we have done all the labeling. Still we have not measured the site. So now while measuring the site, check out the fourth point. Go room wise. So now you need to go room wise or area wise and make detailed sketch in the main layout. So in your main sketch, now go area wise and there you make all the details, indicating all the small corners and offset that are present in the room. Okay. So now you go room wise. Now if you start with the foyer, take a measurement of each and every wall. Take measurement of this wall. Like for example, take measurement of this wall. This particular wall is 3 feet 5.5 inch. So write it down in your sketch. Just next to this wall, write down the measurement 3 feet 5.5 inch. Then next, take this offset. How much is the offset? The offset is 1 feet 1.5 inch. So you need to write down exactly the measurement what is there. Then next, take the measurement of the door. Please go line wise. Start from any one particular point and take the continuity from there. So the door is 3 feet. So label it down that time only that the door is 3 feet. Next, take this wall 1 feet 7.5 inch. Next, you can take this wall entirely also as, so take this entire wall, measure this entire wall and write it down that it is 15 feet 3 inches. And you can take this separately. As you can see, the beam that is present here, you can take this part separately also. As you know that is a column. So this is your 1 feet 3 inches. Then also measure the blank space, that how much is the blank space. Write it down that the distance from this particular column to this wall is 6 feet 5.5 inch. Then measure this wall again, it's 2 feet 5 inches, and similarly in this manner measure each and every corner of room. So you need to go room wise. I took this particular area. You need to, so I took this particular room, the foyer. So similarly take measurement of each and every corner like this for all the rooms. Let's move to the next point. Mark all the columns. If you can see point number 5, we are on point number 5. Mark all the columns present in the room. Take measurement of all columns and mark it in the box form. Now box form, that is the measurement is length into width. Now you need to mark all columns. Now as you can see, all the red boxes present here, all the red boxes, they are the columns. So mark all the columns on the site, all the red boxes on the site. And of course from this some may or may not be a RCC column. Most of the pillars that you see there are of RCC column, some may not be a RCC column. Still you need to indicate in the box form, then later on you can check it up with your main layout with the builder that whether this particular thing is a column or not. So that is a different story, but for right now you need to just mark all the pillars in the red boxes or any highlight boxes so that you remember this is a column, and generally this is a standard indication of a column. So for your sketch you can just make a box and put a cross. That's it. Now measure each box, that is in terms of length and in terms of width. So for example, this is 1 feet 10 inch by 1 feet 3.5 inch column. So in a similar manner, write this measurement on your sketch plan. On your measurement or the sketch plan, do this for each and every column. Am I clear to you? Yes, of course. Next, mark all the beams present in the room. So our next thing after columns will be beams. Take measurement of all beams present in room. Now generally we indicate beams in a dotted or dash form. So make dotted or dash indication of beams. Now in case of beams, you need to measure the width and height. Now I'll explain you the sixth point. I hope that you are able to understand the measurement plan. So now when I'm talking about beams, can you see this orange dash lines? These are your beams. So from one column to another column, if you see the beams on top, just mark it on your sketch like this in a dash form. Like this, from one column to another, you see the beam. So just mark it in the dash form. That's it. And then you need to mention the beam width and the beam height. Now the beam width here is nothing but 1 feet 10. So here you need to mention in your sketch plan, mention your beam height, that is 1 feet 10 inches, and sorry, this is the beam width. 1 feet 10 inches is the beam width. So it will be same as the column most of the time. And next is beam height. So when it comes to beam height, you need to measure that also. So suppose if your beam height is 12 inches or 11 inches, just write down here that your beam height is 11 inches. So I'll show you what exactly this is. See, your beam is going to look this way, right? So width you will get of the beam, it will be similar to your column size, or you still need, if you want, you still have to check that. Next is your beam height. So this is your beam height. So check the beam height. So in case of beam, you need to check the width and the height. And on the layout itself, you measure the beam width and the beam height. So this will make your measurement quick and fast. So all your beams measurement is done. After the column chapter, your beam measurement is done. Now let's move on to the next point. Point number 7. Mark all the doors in the room. Take detailed measurement of each door present in the room. So now our next point is doors. We have already marked the doors in the room when we were sketching, right? Now take measurement of each door. Measurement you will take in terms of height and the lintel height. The door height and the lintel height is also important. Now point number 7 related to doors, I'll explain you through a sketch. Okay, first of all, we have already taken a one door measurement, like in the layout, that for example this particular door is 3 feet, so you already know the length of the door. So write down this measurement length. But apart from this, we also need to know the door height and the lintel height. So here we go. So suppose if this is the floor level, can you see the yellow marking? That is the floor level. From there you take the door height. So you can see the door height here is 7 feet, right? From the floor to the top of the door height is 7 feet. So you need to mark the door height and the lintel height. Lintel height is the height after the door to the top slab. So that is your 2 feet. So this means your room height is 9 feet. This is just an example. Your lintel height can also be more, 3 feet, 4 feet. So this is just an example. So this becomes your door height and lintel height. Generally, all the doors and lintel height will be similar. And if there is too much variation in door heights, you can always make a tabular chart like this. If your site is like too big, you need to make a chart that is door. So D1, D2, D3, D4, door height and the lintel height. So like D1 is door height is 7 feet, lintel is 3 feet, and similarly you can mention for all your doors. So I hope I'm clear with the door part. So apart from the length of the door, we also need to know the door height and the lintel height. If it is same for the entire layout, you can just mention it here or somewhere below the plan, you can mention it. And if it's different, if it's same, you can just make a sketch like this and mention the door height and the lintel height. That will become very easy for you. And if you have variation, you can go with this tabular chart. So I hope I'm very clear to you. Let's move on to the next point. So this is something like, very interesting. This is kind of very, it's in a very systematic manner what I've made for you. Now, point number 8, mark all the windows in the room. So we have already marked the windows in our sketch, right? Now take detailed measurement of each window present in the room. Now, how to take the measurement of window, right? That is window sill height, window height and lintel height. So we have 3 parts of window measurement: the sill height, window height and the lintel height. Let's move on to the sketch. Now you can see the yellow line as your floor level. Now the height from your floor level to where the windows start is known as the sill height. So take the sill height of window. Okay, here it is like 3 feet. Next take the window height 4 feet. Lastly take the lintel height 2 feet. Now the window height will definitely vary. It won't be same for all the windows, right? So these are the 3 important heights that you need to take of window: sill height, window height, lintel height. And apart from that, you always have to take the length of window. Like for example, you need to measure the length of window. So length of this window is 5 feet 10. So mention this in your sketch layout that when this particular window is 5 feet 10. And this is the window frame. So measure the window frame also, 4 inch. Both the side will be of course equal, but still just mark it this way in your sketch plan: 4 inch door frame, 4 inch door frame, and the entire window is 5 feet 10. So you have a very accurate measurement. So this is the length of the window. But when I talk about the heights, you need to take this. Now in case of windows, you will need to make a tabular chart. So you can make it window 1, window 2, that is W1, W2, W3 and so on. Write sill height, window height and the lintel height. So this particular table you can make while sketching. You just make a table, so that will become very easy for you when you are drafting a site measurement plan. So we are done with doors, windows, we are done with columns, beams. So these 4 parts are very essential in your measurement. Apart from the wall measurement, you need to mark out all the columns, all the beams, all the doors and all the windows. And I have explained you how to mark the doors and windows, etc. Let's move on further. Point number 9. Also measure the door frames and window frames. Like I just explained you. Measure the frames also of doors and windows and mention it in your sketch plan. Next point. If the site is too spacious with lots of rooms and floors, try making tabular chart. We have already discussed this point. I told you that you can make a tabular chart where you can mention the name and the measurement of each door and window, like D1, D2 in case of window, W1, W2. So the point number 10 is nothing but it is this particular tabular chart. As I told you that there will be variation in windows, so you will need to make a chart compulsory. So it will become easy for you to understand. And in case of door, if require you make it, or if it's the same, there is no need to make it. Similarly, you can also make for beams if there is too much variation, or else you can mention it this way in the layout for each beam. Let's move on to point number 11. Take the overall room height. Of course, you need to take the overall room height. From your door and window measurement, you will get the room height. If you check from the floor level to the top slab level, that is your room height. So take the room height, your floor level to your top level. Room height will be similar for all the areas. So in this case, this is 9 feet. You mention 9 feet. So whatever is your room height, please mention your room height in the layout. Like anywhere here, you can mention your room height. Like for example, for this particular thing, suppose for this particular bungalow, the room height is 12 feet. We'll just take an example. So mention room height to be 12 feet in your sketch plan, so that it will be easy for you to know. Room height is very important as it will be required when you are drafting your elevations. So write your overall room height when you need to take the room height when you go for the measurement. So take the room height and mention it in your sketch plan. Now next point. In case of angular walls, take a line measurement, and if semicircular wall, take the radius of it. So in this particular plan, there are no angular walls present. There are no semicircular walls present. But if they are present, you need to take its measurement. Now this particular point we'll discuss in our later videos, as I will like to make a video on measurement of the other structures. So we'll discuss it that time. But for right now, you can keep in mind that of course, if there are angular semicircular walls, you need to take the measurement. How to take the measurement, that we'll discuss in other videos, because I want to show you types of it, so you will understand better. Okay. Now, point number 13. After all the measurement is done, check cross measurement of each room. Now this cross measurement is very important to check, and we'll also mention in our sketch layout. This will help us to know now what is the reason of taking this cross measurement, that I'll explain you. It is very helpful to know the accurate carpet area of each room. Now what do you mean by cross measurement? Length and width. Now suppose I want to take cross measurement of this study room. On the site itself, I'll take cross measurement, that is from this wall to this wall with the help of measure tape. Then from this wall to this wall. So this is the cross measurement. Okay, now here in this case, I guess the cross measurement is taken from beam to beam, but don't do that. Take it from wall to wall. So what is the measurement here? The accurate measurement here is 12.9. So this length of study room is 12 feet 9 inches. And what is the width of study room? 20 feet 1.5 inch. So you can mention 20 feet 2 inches. Okay, whenever it's 1.5, 2.5, you can convert it into a round figure. So 1.5 is 2 inches. So length is 12 feet 9 and with this 20 feet 2 inches of the study room. So this is known as cross measurement, the length and the width of each room. So you need to take this cross measurement on the site itself and then mention that study room this much by this much. Same way we can do for the guest bedroom. Mention the length, the cross measurement. This is 15 feet by this is 14 feet 9 inches. So this is your cross measurement. So take the cross measurement of each and every room, even the smaller areas. Like this is the guest bathroom. Take the cross measurement. This is 11 feet 2 by 5 feet 11 and mention it there itself. You can either mention it in this form, line form, or you can just write down that guest bathroom is this much by this much. So that is also easy for you to understand, but I will suggest you to mention it in this form so that you know that this from this wall to this wall it is 12 feet 9 and this wall to this wall it is 20 feet 2 inches, because this labeling of dimension that can be done in your AutoCAD plan when you are drafting. So in your sketch plan, take cross measurement and mention it like this. Okay, good. So I hope you are really understanding the measurement part. Now the last point. In case of any visible sunk slab, take its measurement and indicate it in dotted form. Okay. So this measurement will be required in making a false ceiling. Now for example, can you see the yellow line? This is nothing but a sunk slab. So if there is a sunk slab present in your site, just mark it in this box form or the rectangular form, and you can just make a cross line, single cross line, and you can also mention if you want. So it's easy for you to understand that what thing is this sunk slab. Okay. Yeah, so that's the sunk slab. So if any kind of other structures present on this site, you need to measure it and you need to mark it on your sketch plan. So that is something very important. Sunk slab is nothing but it is the lower portion. If there is a bathroom above, you will have a sunk slab on the lower down floors. So that is a technical part. So for right now, for the measurement, you just take the measurement of the sunk slab and write down and indicate in your sketch plan. So I hope I'm very clear with what I've explained you today, how to take the measurement of site. Like just to sum up, in very short, I'll explain you again that whenever you are going for measurement of site, start from the main entrance and make the entire sketch first, and then make a detailed sketch room wise. Then room wise you take the measurement of each and every wall and each and every corner. Draw everything and label everything for you to understand. Whether there is if it's a column, take length, width, mention it there itself. In case of beam, you can mention it this way: beam width, beam height. In case of doors and windows, of course you need to mention the measurement here, but as I explain you, you can sketch the door and window like this or in the tabular form, so it will become very easy for you. So I hope I'm very clear with what I've explained you today related to site measurement. We'll go in more depth of it in my later video, where I'm going to explain you about the angular walls and semicircular walls and other structures, how to take measurement of other structures. But as this part covers up a lot related to site measurement, and by this I end my video today. So if you like my video, please do share and comment below in the comment box. So we'll see you again with some more interesting topic, and please do stay in touch. Goodbye.